Hey, this is Pat Tanaka. You're listening to Live and in Color with Wolfie D.
Hey, this is Jimmy Street, host of the Live and in Color with Wolfie D podcast. Hear the life and times of professional wrestler Wolfie D. From his time in the territories with PG-13 to his time in WWE, ECW, WCW, TNA, and more. Nothing is off limits and nothing will be held back. Thanks again for tuning in. Here he is, Wolfie D.
Welcome once again to Live and in Color with Wolfie D and my man Jimmy across the street. What's going on?
Brother, man. I am so stoked for today, bro. Seriously.
I know, man. This is going to be fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Pat Tanaka. Man, a long time coming. How long have we wanted this guy? Since the start, basically.
Oh, forever. So. I didn't even know where he was.
I know.
Pat was MIA, man.
But we do know where he is right now, right? This thing is going to happen, right?
Yeah, definitely going to happen, man. Definitely.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Heck yeah, man. I can't wait to get him on here and get to talking to him because me and him chatted for about 45 minutes last week, before this. And, well, I wish I would have recorded that conversation.
I do too, man. Yeah. We got to get you set up with a portable rig too, man, or something. But
right.
Yeah. Are you doing okay, man? I know there's a lot of flooding out there. We got our prayers going out for
really
y'all.
Really weird, man. It flooded real bad over across the road, and it was getting within a couple of feet there, but it receded. And then this morning it was snowing.
Yeah.
What the hell? And then we're supposed to get 1 to 3 inches on Wednesday.
Good Lord.
So,
that is just
some crazy weather, man. My yard's tore up where they're digging all that and pipes and all that stuff. So it's just a big mud fest in my yard. Is all it is.
Oh, my Lord.
It's
yeah.
terrible.
Is Kentucky weather like Virginia weather? It's like wait 5 minutes and you'll 4 seasons in a day,
Right.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the gist of it.
Yeah.
But man, hey, Pat's gonna be great. I've talked to some other people. I talked to Perry Saturn the other day. We're going to get Perry on the show. I talked to Larry Zbyszko. We're going to get Larry Zbyszko on the show.
I'm stoked.
Yeah. And then me and you both know about the other one that's going to take place next week, but we'll keep that under wraps for now till we get that one one done.
Yeah. We're going to protect that one real quick.
We're definitely rolling, folks. This is going to be a good series of interviews.
Absolutely. So stay tuned with us, but we'll be right back with Pat. What do you think about that?
Let's do it.
After these messages.
Lowe's knows how to help you get the most out of your store run. That's why members save more with MyLowe's Rewards. Earn points towards MyLowe's money on eligible purchases. Get access to member-only deals and free member gifts. Plus, unlock free standard shipping when you reach Silver Key status. So what are you waiting for? Join for free today. Lowe's. We help. You save. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
This episode is brought to you by Nerds Gummy Clusters, the sweet treat that always elevates the vibe. With a sweet gummy surrounded with tangy, crunchy nerds, every bite of Nerds Gummy Clusters brings you a whole new world of flavor. Whether it's game night, on the way to a concert, or kicking back with your crew, unleash your senses with Nerds Gummy Clusters.
You know what's smart? Enjoying a fresh gourmet meal at home that you didn't have to cook. Meet Factor, your loophole in the laws of mealtime. Chef-crafted meals delivered with a tap, ready in just 2 minutes. You know what's even smarter? Treating yourself without cheating your goals. Factor is dietitian approved, chef prepared, and you plated. Pretty smart, huh? Refresh your routine and eat smart with Factor. Learn more at factormeals.com.
Hey folks, to get your official Live and in Color with Wolfie D merchandise, go to prowrestlingtees.com/live Wolfie D. Check it out.
If you're listening to Live and in Color with Wolfie D on Apple Podcast and like what you're hearing, go ahead and leave a 5-star rating. And while you're at it, write a review. Tell us what you liked. Tell us what you'd like to hear in the future. It's very important to us and always appreciated. Thanks again.
All right, we are back. thank you for tuning in to Live and in Color with Wolfie D and Jimmy across the street. And man, I got a good friend on the line right now, man. A guy that I freaking rode the roads with, man. Pat Tanaka, man. And the best, God dang it, man. When I watched this guy back in the day, the best back bumper, the quickest back bump I've ever seen in my life. I love it so much, and that's what I remember about him. My friend Pat Tanaka, how are you?
Oh, my God, I'm live and in color, brother. That's what I am. With Wolfie D.
Yes,
Can you believe that shit?
Yeah, man.
Nobody
shit,
can.
Right? No shit.
Unreal, brother. I was probably just, by luck, I'm still alive, and I mean, real. Like, I must have had like a bunch of horseshoes in my pocket or something because I'm still alive.
Man.
So,
and everybody's
pretty incredible.
Like, where is Pat Tanaka? What's Pat Tanaka doing, man? And God dang it, man. What a great worker. Everybody that sees you is just like, how the fuck did you work like that, Pat?
On
That's
drugs.
a great first question.
And I got the best answer. On drugs.
Pat, you were so incredible, man. I mean, how did you, like, that back bump? I swear to God, you're like known for that. And I tried to mimic myself after you because, I broke into the business, I had watched you.
Like 50 years after I did.
Yeah. But that back bump, man, your shoulder tackle bump, your just everything, that quick shit, man, was fucking crazy, man. How did you
Well, you mimicked me and you did it better, so you tell me.
No, I didn't. Shut up.
Shit, come on.
So how did
seriously, man? I mean, I didn't master anything like that. It was just, because you guys were so big and strong and you'd hit me and I'd fucking fly and, that's the only way I could do it, That's the only explanation I have. My God.
Who taught you
stiff motherfuckers out there.
For real.
All you stiff motherfuckers out there,
Who taught you how to do that, though, for real? Who taught you how to do that?
You know what? Nobody taught me how to do it. The only person I've ever seen, and I love their bumping, and when I first started, before I started, when I was refereeing, is when I saw it, was Bobby Duncan.
Okay,
that
Bobby
guy.
Duncan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He used to take those back bumps. I was like, holy shit, man.
Really? Really? So that's the guy. Okay, that's awesome.
I said, I could get high just doing what he does, hitting my head like that.
In ECW, I used to hang out with Bobby Duncan Jr., and what a great worker he was, man. And
yeah, you ain't kidding,
awesome
man.
To figure that out, man. That's awesome, man.
But I used to watch his old man take those bumps. Oh my God, I was going, holy shit, man! Did you ever see his father work?
No, honestly, great. I didn't, man. I didn't, man.
Bro, 10 times faster than I was.
No.
Oh yeah.
I don't believe it. There's no way to take the back bump quicker than Pat Tanaka.
No, absolutely he did, man. And what a worker he was, man. Bobby Duncan was a great worker, man.
Yeah.
And his son, was a natural.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely.
How, Pat, what was your, you ain't talked about this. Me and you rode, God dang, many a mile together, but how did you get into the wrestling business, man?
Well, it's funny because I grew up and, my father, he was the owner of the territory with Eddie Graham and Cowboy Luttrell and Hiro Matsuda. They owned Florida territory, right?
Ah, shit, man.
And my dad, he thought I was going to be a genius for some reason. And he says, he asked Mike Graham, I don't know what to do with him. He got a C+, and I got so excited that I bought him a brand new boat. And because usually I never bring home anything higher than a D. And one time I bring home a C+, and he got so excited he bought me a brand new boat.
That's awesome.
And, oh yeah, I thought
you're killing me.
I thought, oh my God, I'm going to start getting more C+. I never got it again, but
I told you, Jimmy, this motherfucker is hilarious, man.
Yeah.
I had the same boat for like 30 years after that. But I mean, he didn't know what to do with me. So he said, you know what? He goes, we're going to give him a job of setting up the rings. And this was when I was 9 or 10.
Really?
Right. So I started setting up the rings, with Gordon. What was his name? He worked for WCW. No, he worked for WCW. No, the one that set up the rings. He used to be a wrestler.
What is his name? He ate. Oh my gosh.
Gordon. His son was an amateur wrestler. Great amateur wrestler. Sambo champion. Oh, shoot. Now I can't remember his name. Damn. And he was such an icon. Oh my God. Right. Anyway, so me and him ride up the roads and set up the rings, and he just thought, oh my God, what is wrong with this kid? And so I started setting the rings, and then a couple years later, they said let's do something else with him. So I started refereeing. And
you were a referee before a wrestler?
Oh yeah,
I didn't know that. That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I refereed until I was 13.
Really?
Yeah, and I think my last match that I refereed was Flair against Rufus R. Jones.
No shit.
Yeah, it was the main event, Miami, Florida, and it's a Miami Coliseum, right? So I'm refereeing the match, and we go over the finish, and Flair goes, okay, so he's gonna make his comeback. He's gonna have me in the turnbuckle, and I'm gonna spin him around, start chopping him. You grab me, right, by my arms, like by full Nelson from behind. I mean, not full Nelson, but where you have his arm behind. And I said, oh yeah, okay, no problem. And then he's gonna headbutt me, but I'm gonna duck. He's gonna nail you. You take a bump. You count to 30. When you count to 30 and you get up, he's going to be covering me.
Oh, shit.
And when he's covering me, you just tap him on the back. He's going to jump up like he just won, and you're going to throw his arm down and say, no, you're disqualified for headbutting me, right? The people should kill you by then. But what happens is, he does everything. We do the finish. Boom, boom, boom. So he headbutts me. I take my bump. Boom, I'm down. I count to 30. And I hear them going, what the fuck? Are you fucking kidding? Are you ribbing me, motherfucker? And I'm going, are they talking to me or are they talking to each other? I said,
That's hilarious.
And I get up and fucking I tap Rufus on the back, right? And he goes, we've already done the finish 3 fucking times, you fucking moron. And I'm going, huh?
Oh my God.
What are you talking about? So we did the finish again. And he goes, just get up and tap him on the back. I said, okay. So anyway, I do the finish, right? And then the people are so mad by then. Because he just covered him 3 times instead of once. And should have already won, And that's so we're getting back into the back. And Flair in front of it. Okay, now, I want you to think about this now. In this territory at the time was Big John Studd, Bruiser Brody.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Andre the Giant, Ric Flair, Barry Windham, okay?
Yeah.
David Von Erich, okay? Brian Blair, you got Paul Orndorff, everybody from every fucking territory was in this motherfucking territory, right?
Right. And you're a kid referee.
I'm 13. And he fucking gets me in front of everybody. and at the top of his lungs calling me every fucking name in the book. I can't believe it. You stupid fucking motherfucker. You kidding me? Oh my God, bro. I am in fucking tears. You got Flair yelling at me in front of everybody.
Oh, fuck,
I'm fucking 13, crying my eyes out in front of everybody now. Oh my God.
That's
right?
brutal.
And I tell you what, and my dad walks by and goes, I should have jacked off. Thank God he said that. Because, I mean, that would have made everybody laugh. Thank God. You know, everybody didn't fucking kill me that night, you know.
That's hilarious,
oh, my
man.
God. Oh, my God, bro. I thought.
You have lived a fucking life, bro.
Oh, my God, man. And it wasn't sweet. I'll tell you that. You know.
It was, though, because, like, I really think that you and Paul should be inducted, man. Like in the WWE bullshit, you know, Hall of Fame.
That's just silly.
I don't mean
that's just silly. You know, that's not going to ever happen.
Man. Y'all were good.
Well, we were a good team, and but there was one thing we were lacking, and that was the it factor. You know, and we didn't have it.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean?
We didn't have the charisma, you know, to make it. You think about it, man. We did not have it, bro. I mean, I couldn't fucking give an interview to save my life, man. And that's the truth.
I mean, that's kind of a thing. I mean, I'll give you that. But your work was so good. Both of you were.
No, it has nothing. Work has nothing to do with it, man. It was all about the charisma that you had for people to remember who you are. Get up there and talk your shit and be remembered, right?
Right.
You look at Diamond Dallas Page.
Yeah. So
right?
Yeah, DDP. You're exactly right. Man. You're exactly right. I see where you're going, Pat. I know where you're about to say. Say it though. Keep going.
I mean, that guy. I mean, you know, he's not the greatest worker in the world, but he is a great worker. But he had the rap to make him the greatest worker in the world.
Yeah.
You know, he can make those people fucking buy anything he sold. Right. And that's what it takes in this business.
You're right, man. And you know, it's kind of like the Dean Malenkos, man. Like,
right, exactly. That is a perfect example. You got the greatest workers right there, Dean and his brother Jody. Okay, greatest fucking. And what got his old man over? He could fucking talk shit, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. And look at the Nasty Boys. Worst fucking workers in the world. But I love them to that. But they can talk some serious shit and get over like motherfuckers, right?
It's the difference in worker and wrestler. Funny
you said that, man. Fucking Brian Knobbs. I was working. Me and Jamie were in WCW, and we had this great match, man. And fucking Brian Knobbs come up to me and fucking like knock my punches, and I'm like, "Are you fucking serious?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm from Memphis. I got great punches." He's like, "Why were you doing it like this?" I'm like,
and they had the worst punches in history.
Absolutely.
I mean,
absolutely.
One time, I swear to God, when we did a little thing in Memphis, you know, and Brian was supposed to wrap the belt around his hand and nail me with the belt like 5 or 6 times, right?
Yeah.
He wrapped that belt around his hand and he went boom one time, and I looked at him. I said, "If you do that again, I'm running." Because, dude, man, he hit me so fucking hard, man. I was like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah.
I say, "My God, do I owe you money or something, man?" Please stop.
Right.
You know?
Man,
oh my God, bro.
How did you and Paul get together? How did that happen? How did Bad Company happen?
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna tell you this, man. Like, I don't remember wrestling before I was like 8 years old. My stepdad came into my life, and then there was wrestling all of a sudden. And you guys were one of the first tag teams that I looked at. And then in my life, man, me and Jamie, you know, obviously we're a tag team. Me and Brian Lee were a tag team. Man, how did you and Paul get to be a tag team? And then what's the thing of, like, how did y'all just mesh? You know what I mean?
Because, I mean, they had thrown me and Paul together a couple times, right? And before it was me and Jeff, right? And then, you know, when I started working against Jeff, then it was me and Paul together against Billy and Jeff.
Billy was awesome, man.
God, oh my God, what a great fucking he was the first guy I met in this territory in Memphis. Really? Okay, the next day after I met him, I got arrested at a bank. Okay. Yeah. Because he introduced me to this girl, right? And the girl goes, "Hey, I don't have any cash. Can you loan me 100?" So I said, "Yeah." She wrote me a check, and she goes, "Here's a check. Just give me 100. I'll write you a check, and you can just go cash it tomorrow. It's good. I swear to God." And so the next day, I go to the bank and I go to cash it. Fucking, there's 7 policemen behind me with guns drawn, and this is no joke, man. I was with Jimmy Jett, the referee. Remember Jimmy Jett?
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, he was the referee at the time, and he's a young kid, and he's with me, and all of a sudden, all these police are surrounding me, and he's in the car, and they're surrounding him out in the car. He's going, "Oh my God," right? And what happened was the check that the girl wrote me had been stolen out of an armed robbery.
What? Oh man!
Yes. What? This is my second day in the territory.
Oh my God!
I have to call Jerry Jarrett and say I cannot make it tonight because I'm in jail.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Thank God, you know, he knew my old man.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I explained to him what happened, and still, why would he believe me? Because, you know, who am I? You know, I mean, I'm, you know, just another wrestler coming into the territory. Yeah. You know, he's thinking, "Oh, I don't know, should I hire this guy now or what?" You know. But it took me a long time to get out of that. I'll tell you that.
Wow.
A long time. So, because I just drove in from North Carolina. I was in Charlotte, you know, that territory before.
Yeah.
You know, and
when I say Patrick, who does that bring to mind?
Tracy. Yeah. Stop, man! I miss that guy. I love Tracy more than anything, man. He was one of the first guys, man.
Story about y'all's fucking parties.
Oh my God! So I mean, you ask any of the girls that go to rest. Trish, man. Trish is one of my best friends. You know, married Tracy. I'm not married, but had a child with Tracy. And she'll tell you, man, me and Tracy used to, like, I drew out a map how to get back to the apartment from every town. Like Memphis, okay, I draw the map from there to where I live. Okay, Louisville, Kentucky, draw a map from there to where I live. Evansville, Indiana, same thing. And then we had spot shows. Greenville, Mississippi, I have one made for that, and one from Arkansas, you know, one for that, you know, and then Biloxi, one from there.
And we're going to party.
Right, to all the girls, right? I just write them and hand them to all the girls. Me and Tracy would have a stack each. And I'd say, make sure you give it to every girl that you want to come. So we would have like 60, 70 girls come driving from all over, right? And we'd invite all the guys to come over and party with me at my apartment, right? And Tracy,
that was what, in Nashville?
Yes, and it would just be me and Tracy.
Yeah.
That's all showed up, me and Tracy. And then like 60 or 70 girls. I would dress up in a tux to greet everyone at the door. Tracy would laugh his ass off when he'd get there. He says, "Patrick, you got a tux? You got a tuxedo?"
Patrick, you got a tux, Patrick.
Yeah. Oh my God. Man.
You're killing
you know, I mean, he was the greatest.
Let me make a hot tag to my friend Jimmy here and let him ask you some questions, man.
Please.
Oh, man. A hot tag with Pat Tanaka? Are you kidding me? Come on.
Yeah, you're good, man.
No, seriously, Pat, and I say that, and I kind of embarrass myself when we talk to Paul a little bit, but I really So I came from the Mid-Atlantic territory as a fan growing up, and we would get AWA after school and we would watch that. And bro, I was used to the Rock and Roll Express and the Midnight Express, and the Rock and Rollers were my team, and the Midnight,
the greatest tag teams ever.
Yeah, bro. But I'm going to put you all on a little bit of a pedestal here, okay? Because there was no heel team, and I'm saying it right now, no heel team cooler than Bad Company. I'm putting it out there. It didn't exist. Now, I love the Midnight Express. They were awesome in the ring, but they weren't cool. You know what I'm saying? Stan added a little cool to them, but they weren't as cool. Bad Company had that cool element, man. Is that something that you feel like was cultivated, or was it just naturally with you all together?
What had happened is that, I was trying to think. I mean, I was just about to either quit or...
Okay.
Or, because I couldn't go on as a singles.
Right.
I was too small. There's no way I was going to make it. And I kept thinking about it. And I said, well, I need someone bigger than I am and that can gel with me. And Paul seemed to be the best guy to be that way.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He was the muscle man. I was the quick one. Martial arts. That's all I could provide.
Right.
And I said, and one day I was, I always try to think, because music was my thing.
Yeah.
I love music, and I was thinking, I tried everything, walking to the ring, different songs. But I said, man, there's only one fucking song that describes us, Bad Company, Bad Company, Bad Company. And I said, that's going to be our tag team name and our song.
Yeah.
And I said, Paul, do you want to be part of, tag with me? I said, you better think about it. I'm small, so I said, good. There's a big chance we ain't going to ever get hired by WWE, and it was a big job. He goes, let's do it, So, from then on, me and Paul, were inseparable,
Right.
And we did really gel together, man, as a tag team.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Our timing was really good. And that was the thing about being a tag team.
Right. Right.
Especially if you're a heel team.
Yeah.
Because you got to feed the baby faces, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And we would make sure, we would watch each other get up and take a bump, get up, take a bump. And it had to be, the timing had to be there where he's up, I'm down. As soon as he's taking that bump, I'm up.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It had to be that way, because if you don't, you lose the people on a comeback, right?
Yeah. Yeah, right. Man, dude. And I have to interrupt real quick. Me and Jamie were the same way. Absolutely, we were the same way, man. It was like,
right? You had to be there.
I could look at him, and I wouldn't have to say anything. I could just give him a look, and he knew, hey, get the ref or this or that or whatever, man. It just made sense with me and him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's the same thing with me and Paul. When we do a hot tag, we do a false tag, whatever, we'd always look at each other and we knew what to do.
Yes. That's so.
And that was important.
Yes, and you can't make that up. You can't put that together. It just happens, man. It just happens. There's certain teams that
chemistry.
Yes, the chemistry, you cannot make that up or whatever, man. There's just some guys.
Exactly. And I think one of our matches that really proved that we were a good tag team was Royal Rumble 91, because when they first told us about the match, they said, you guys got 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Just do a couple things.
Who was that against?
Huh?
Who was that against?
With the Rockers. And this is at this is at Royal Rumble 91, and we were for opening match.
Yeah.
And they said 3 minutes, guys, go. And I said, okay, cool. Let's go party right after, and so as soon as that, was that? Yes, it was. In fact, it was in Miami, and we were home. That's our home, Tampa.
Yeah.
And so that was my first date with my first wife.
Nice.
Okay. And I flew her in to Tampa from Boston. Yeah. And so that was our first date. and we got married like the week after or something. But she was the one. She was really like the one I should have been with the rest of my life. But I was so stupid and so irresponsible,
Right. Dude.
It was ridiculous,
Hey,
anyway.
Patrick, I just got a text.
Yeah.
Joel Deaton, the outlaw, said to tell you hello. He loves you.
Oh my God, Joel, I miss him. He was wrestling when I was a referee in Tampa.
Oh, awesome.
God, man, he was Thunderfoot.
Yeah, the Thunderfoots.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yes, he was, man. I miss him. Oh my God, we had good times.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you his number, man, because he's actually he's in the hospital right now because
no way.
Yeah, his kidneys are shutting down, and he's in a bad spot, man. I talked to him a lot. Yeah, he lives in a nursing home as well because he had a stroke and can't use his left side and stuff. Anyway, I'll send you that number, man, and
y'all say a prayer for Joel out there.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
man. I tell you what, he was one great guy. I'm sure, I was the biggest fuck up he had ever seen when I was in Tampa refereeing. But
you're not a fuck up.
Oh my God! I mean, hell, FU is what they call me. So
I love you, man. I love you, man.
Oh man, guys, I this is one thing about me, man. I don't pull any punches with myself. That's for sure, because I know, I fucked up so much, man. But I cleaned up my act.
If you say that, like, I know that I fucked up a couple opportunities, more than one. Do you feel like you would be in a better situation as a wrestler had you not have done the shit you done? I mean, because I do. I mean, I know for a fact, man, like I was really good and they were looking at me and stuff like this. And I'm like, fuck, man, I fucked some shit up. Do you feel like that?
Oh, my God, bro. I mean, absolutely. I would have had a job for the rest of my life with WWE, if I would just not done the things I did,
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely, because, like Royal Rumble 91, they thought, oh my God, they gave us the Legion of Doom right after that. We worked with them around the loop and had the fucking greatest matches with those guys, and man, we were making top dollar at the time.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, man, I mean, we were main event everywhere against the Doom. Are you kidding me? We were just supposed to be job boys.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Against them.
Yeah.
Right. And we were supposed to be job boys, and they were going, this is top matches, and they're doing a hell of a job,
Yeah.
But you know what? I was fucking up every night, after that. I mean, me and Hawk, oh my God, got so much trouble every night.
Me and Hawk too. I got
oh wow, it was awful. That guy, me and him would just go hard for days. It was too much, man. I mean, God,
what a great person he was, though, man. What a great
person.
Was,
People
don't understand that, man. He was so awesome, man. He was just like a good guy. And I mean, to be the biggest, baddest, meanest, dude or whatever.
Awesomest,
he was a good
coolest
dude
ever.
It was so funny. One night we were partying, right?
Yeah.
And I grabbed my chest because I was laughing so hard. And I grabbed my chest. I go, oh my God. Like he goes, what's wrong? Like that. I go, oh, what a rush. And I took another big hit.
Man, that's hilarious.
He goes, fuck you.
Hey, let me ask you this.
Let's take a quick time out and get a word from one of my dope-ass sponsors, and we'll be right back with more Live and in Color with Wolfie D.
Hey, Fidelity. What's it cost to invest with the Fidelity app?
Start with as little as $1 with no account fees or trade commissions on U.S. stocks and ETFs.
That's music to my ears.
I can only talk.
Investing involves risk, including risk of loss. Zero account fees apply to retail brokerage accounts only. Sell order assessment fee not included. A limited number of ETFs are subject to a transaction-based service fee of $100. See full list at fidelity.com/commissions. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE SIPC.
This episode is brought to you by Abercrombie. There's nothing better than the perfect jean and going out top combo, or an outfit that perfectly matches your plans. Abercrombie's relaxed jean goes with every occasion. Date nights with something lace, or daytime with a cozy sweater. And their barrel jean will surprise you. It's the trend that will become a staple in your wardrobe. Abercrombie denim comes in tons of rises, fits, and washes. Find your perfect pair online or in store.
The Portland Wrestling Expo will take place on Saturday, February 22nd at the Holiday Inn Portland Airport. The PWE will be a celebration of the unique past and present of the Pacific Northwest area. It's presented by Captain's Corner. Announced guests include The Grappler, Mean Mike Miller, Top Gun, Ricky Santana, Moondog Moretti, John Nord, and C.W. Bergstrom. There will even be a Portland Wrestling History Q&A. In addition, there'll be international guests such as Hall of Famers Eric Bischoff, Rikishi, crowd favorites like The Boogeyman and Lance Von Erich. Make sure to head on over to pwexpo.com to get your tickets. VIP tickets are already half sold. The Portland Wrestling Expo on Saturday, February 22nd. Be there.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
I think I just won my taxes.
Yeah?
I just switched to H&R Block in about 1 minute. All I had to do was drag and drop last year's return into H&R Block, and bam, my information is automatically there.
So I don't have to go digging around for all my old papers to switch?
Nope.
Sounds like we just leveled up our tax game.
Switching to H&R Block is easy. Just drag and drop your last return. It's better with Block.
Let me ask you this: we had Nord the Barbarian on the show, and I don't know Nord. Wow. I've never been around him.
He was a blast.
Hilarious, bro. He's hilarious.
He is great.
Yes.
I love him.
Give me some Nord stories, man.
Oh no! At one time, man, where were we? I forgot. I think we were in Canada.
Yeah.
And we partied for days and days and days. And here's Nord in the middle of the airport. Okay, all the guys are all dressed up in suits and things and Nord's got on this suit. And it must have been like an extra small. Because it was, he had tennis shoes on with white socks. And you could see that it was about 3 inches above his socks, his pants. It was like knickers, and that what do they call those pants? They're like show your legs off.
What you said there for a minute, yeah,
whatever. But,
yeah.
Oh my God, it was so funny. He's walking around like he's all nervous and everything. He's got his hands in his pocket, walking around in circles. It was great. Everybody's staring at him, man, because this guy with long fro is standing there.
Yeah.
And he's huge. He looks like a mountain standing there. Yeah. Right? And he's got the short suit pants on with tennis shoes and white socks, and they're way almost right below his knees is where it ended, his pants. And we're all just watching him walk around in circles in this little space he had. Oh my God, it was hilarious, man. He was one of the greatest, funniest guys, especially when he was in WWE as the Berserker.
Oh yeah.
Oh God!
Speaking of that, he shared a manager with you and Paul and Sato.
Yes. That's why he rode together with us.
Right. And so now Paul was on the show, and I didn't get any Fuji stories out of Nord, but anytime I get a chance, I need some Fuji stories in my life, man. Please, Pat, help me out.
Oh, man. Fuji used to do some really crazy stuff. I mean,
stiff ribs.
There was the ribs that weren't ribs to me. They were serious fucking criminal offenses.
Right. Yeah, I've heard about one, and that was that had to do with the barbecue grill. Let's just say that. So.
Yeah. And then there was the one in God, what was that town? Oh shit! It was in Detroit. Was it in Detroit, Michigan? No. It was I can't remember the town. It's a good thing I probably don't remember. I mean, because it was a bad scene, man. I mean, where it was they accused him of rape and everything. I was like, oh my god,
oh shit,
the halcyon days.
Oh, the halcyons.
Yeah,
man, those days.
Oh, it was not a good scene at all.
Well, so kind of the story I was asking more for, and I'll tell you. Paul told us one about, I think Fuji was wrestling for you for the tag team, and you maybe were being Fuji on the outside. I can't remember why.
No. I was in rehab.
Okay.
So anyway, yeah.
And so
when Marty and him. When Marty pulled down his pants.
Yes.
He had toilet paper hanging out of his ass.
And then he stuck it in. Yes, exactly.
He dropped it right on Marty's face. The people exploded.
Oh, my God. It's so stiff.
But he had got Marty really good one time.
Really?
Yeah. We were on the plane. And we're all in first class. And Marty was going in the bathroom, and Fuji, right, was right before him. So anyway, and then there was like 3 girls right behind Marty.
Oh my God!
Right in line. So Marty goes in there, looks at the toilet, and he has the door closed, and he goes, "Oh my God!" and just ran out of the bathroom. And the girl walks in and screams. There's fucking shit on the toilet seat.
Oh man. Oh, Fuji. Oh.
So the girl thinks it's Marty and the looks that she gave him. Oh my God. She was like looking, like she's going to throw up. She's gagging.
Oh,
and looking at him going, "You disgusting pig."
Oh, shit.
It was perfect. Perfect timing,
Fuji's
my
a master,
God.
literally at the rib, isn't he? I mean, I know you called him Master Fuji and stuff, but honestly, he was the master at ribs. Now, again, you said some of them were way too stiff, but
yeah, well, I mean, some were criminal.
Right. literally criminal.
Yeah, well, I was like, holy
criminal
shit,
ribs,
that's a little
man.
heavy.
That was
this
ain't
a rib anymore.
Criminal ribs were a thing, man. I mean,
yes,
I
they
look
were.
at some of the shit that happened to me, and I'm like, fuck, man, I probably could have got a dime out of that.
Well, do you remember a guy named God? What was his name? Sean Baxter.
I do not.
Yes, Sean Baxter. Yes, they
long blonde hair. We were staying at that hotel in Tennessee.
Right on that
main
the Congress
Inn. That's it.
Yes.
We were all by the pool that day. No, this was Broadway Inn. Oh, no, what was it called? Admiral Bimbo.
Oh,
Bimbo. That's Memphis.
Yes, Memphis. Okay,
Yeah,
and the poolside,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And we got so fucked up, and
no, I don't.
I don't know how it happened, but Baxter passed out. And he had been fucking with me so bad the day before, and he passed out, and I don't know what happened, but I remember this. The police took him in and arrested him.
Yeah?
Because he was laying out naked on poolside.
Oh my gosh.
And someone put a tattoo on his chest and on his forehead of a dick. Okay, and it says,
It was you. That's what it was.
I hate pigs. Cops.
Oh my god!
And they busted him. I can't believe it.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Were you there the time that Robert Fuller got y'all kicked out of the pool at the Congress when he threw the guy that managed the place in the pool and the grill in the pool? Were you there?
No. God, yeah. I wish I was, though.
Yeah, Ronnie Travis told me that story. Do you remember Ronnie? He was Jamie's rock and roll dream team tag team partner, trained by Bill. And he was kind of
Ronnie
before
Travis,
PG-13. Yeah. Anyway, he was around that area around that time. I figured you might have met him at least once. But anyway, not important. But
was this in the 90s?
Yeah, early 90s. Late
no, that would have been that would have probably been late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Because I left Tennessee about 87 or 88.
Okay. So you would have missed him. Yeah, you'd have just missed him. Anyway, he told some great stories. He was the one that told the other Sean Baxter story about Terry Gardner. Anyway, so old Coke Khan getting the thumb.
Well, we had a strap match battle royal.
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't know what possessed this kid, but he drop kicked somebody in the match in a battle royal.
Oh my God.
And he's laying on the ground. We all look at each other and go, oh my God, what a moron. We just started nailing him with the straps. We beat him so bad with that strap, man. Oh my God, he bailed so quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, it was funny.
Pat, let me ask you this, man. I still to this day, like, I don't know, a couple other days, I talked to Jeff. That was one of your big feuds with Jeff and stuff. What's your thoughts on Jeff? Jarrett.
Oh my God, man. That was great working with him.
Yeah. You and him had
I love working with him, man.
And people give him such a hard time and I hate it for him that, okay, so Brian Christopher, Lawler's son, he was a heel and, they kayfabe the whole dad thing. But with Jeff, they didn't kayfabe it. Everybody knew that, that's the promoter's son. And I think he just had it so bad, man. And he's one of the greatest fucking workers, man. He really is.
Oh, yeah. I mean, my God, man, we had some great matches. I loved our matches, man, really did. Especially the cage match,
Yeah.
And he, you know what? He learned so fast how to work. It was unreal.
Yeah.
I mean, because he was a referee when I first met him.
Yeah.
And then he became my partner because I did the thing where, they beat him up as a referee and I came in with Japs beating him up and I came in and make the save and then become his partner. And we worked with the Japs for a year with him.
You just said Japs. That's so funny.
Yeah, well, they were. So what if I happen to be one?
That's hilarious.
We can say honky, Wolfie, right?
Yes, we can.
Right.
I'm a honky.
I mean, I'm a different kind of Jap. I'm a Jewish American prince,
Right, of course.
Yeah, it was so, I mean, Jeff was a great worker. I mean, there's no doubt. And the kid was so good looking. My God, man, what more could you ask for? Blonde, and blue eyes. I mean,
he's still going today, man. He's still going today.
Yeah. Unreal, man. How old is he now? 52?
I'm 51. I think he is about 5 years or 6 years older than me, I think. I'm not positive about that, but yeah. He's almost 60.
Oh, wow.
Man.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, because
how old are you, Pat?
I'm 63.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Pat Tanaka is 63 years old and one of the best fucking bumpers ever.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, best bumpers. I'm paying for it today, every day.
Yeah, I hear you. But man,
especially I live in the coldest place in the world, so
Yeah.
Hey, the high next week, right? The high next week.
Yeah.
You know what it's going to be?
I said it
4 below zero.
Oh my God, bro.
Okay, the lows 25 below zero.
Man,
So,
I'm gonna do that.
And that's for a week straight.
That's not good. That's
no, especially when you have to work outside sometimes.
Yeah.
You know.
So let me ask you another question. What do you think in your life? And I hate this question. Jimmy knows I hate this question. What was your fucking best match ever?
God, you know.
It's
I don't know.
It's hard for me to say that, man, because like I
mean, the one we're most noted for was Royal Rumble '91.
Right. But is that your favorite match though? I mean, did you feel like you had did you go out there and fucking do your best shit, or was there another one?
Well, yeah, because they said no cap tonight. They said, they told us 3 minutes, but then as we were walking out, they said, guys, things change. 30 minutes. Or no, they said, just go as long as you have to. Get this match over. Do whatever you like. That's the first time we had ever been released.
That's awesome.
To do whatever we wanted.
Yeah.
And so we called everything in the ring.
Really?
Right? And yeah, I mean, it was like fucking, oh my God, it was awesome. The way it happened. It just was like everything fell so, into place during the match. It was awesome.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, man, and that we could talk about, man. You look at the stuff now, and like we used to call stuff in the ring. We didn't have, or we did have separate dressing rooms. You wouldn't even see the guy until you got in the ring. What's the difference, do you think, of now and then of the calling it in the ring?
I don't know, because I haven't seen anybody wrestle since I left.
That's amazing.
You don't watch it, right? Okay.
I have not.
I think they do. I think they do great shit right now. There's like WWE, especially, is like really good right now, and I think they're going a little bit back of old school, and I really enjoy that. But yeah, man. But the thing is, man, they're still not calling it in the ring, and not to say that should ever come back or whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but it is a different type of shit now. It just really is, man. And it's just weird to watch that. You got to remember all this kind of stuff. When we used to go out there and we'd play with each other, we'd crack jokes and all this kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Right. I heard, I talked to Sean a while ago, and because one of my students, I was going to, have him, go to one of the tryouts.
Yeah.
And he said, well, he goes,
so you're running different. A school? You're running a school?
Well, I was, but not anymore.
Okay.
Just wasn't working out, for me. I just, I don't know what happened. Had a lot of guys at first, and then, when they saw how hard it was, and then I didn't have so many. And then I asked Sean, should I send one of my guys? He goes, it's really changed. He says now every match is choreographed from start to finish.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I mean, it's always been that way, kind of, but it just, wasn't said, And he goes, no. He goes, like someone will come up and slap you. They're told to do it. And then the spot comes after it. Everything is down to called before you do it.
Every move.
There is no, improv at all.
Yeah.
Everything is choreographed to the T. And I said, God, how do you have a match like that?
Right.
Well, seriously. I mean that would be harder.
You know the deal, man. You might go out there, and depending on where you are, because different crowds are different ways, man. And like, okay, they're not buying this, so let me change this, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You have to.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the whole thing about it. I mean, my fail safe was always, the arm drag hip toss slam spots, I mean, hell, if nothing else worked, that was going to work.
Right.
Well, it's because you took it so good.
Yeah.
No, it's because, I mean, everybody knows that spot.
Yeah.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Are you done with the cold? Well, on Saturday, March 29th, we've got something to warm you up. It's Glory Days GrappleCon 2 at the Residence in Tampa Suncoast in Lutz, Florida. This all-day event will be a WCW reunion and feature the stars you remember, such as Double A Arn Anderson, the Russian Nightmare Nikita Koloff, Ming, Dirty Dutch Mantel, Colonel Robert Parker, Bunkhouse Buck, and much, much more. There will be over a dozen stars in attendance. Make sure to head on over to Tickstree.com to get your tickets for Glory Days GrappleCon 2.
So let me ask you a quick question here, because the Orient Express, what I loved about the Orient Express was, I know that Sato was there at the start. I want to ask you that in a second, but you essentially brought Paul under a hood, and I just love that you two were back together. Even though you weren't bad company, it was still you two together. So I guess, why did Sato leave? And then bringing Paul under a hood, was that the first idea immediately after Sato was gone, or did you have somebody else maybe that was going to be?
No. What happened was, when I found out that Sato was going to leave, because he said, I'm just, I'm going to retire. I'm going to be office, now on.
Right.
I said, oh, okay, cool. And they said, Pat, can you work singles here? I said, absolutely fucking not. So, I mean, come on, man. No one wants to do a job for me as a tag team. And anyway, so I need a partner. I said, Vince, can I call Paul? He's home right now, and I think he would love to be, in this company. He goes, yeah, call him up. He goes, you guys show me what you got tomorrow night. And I called Paul. He says, are you kidding me? He goes, hell yeah. So flew him in and worked with the Rockers that night in Kansas City. I think it was Kansas City. And just tore the house down with the Rockers. And he says, and I said, can I take off my boots? And he says, hell yeah. I took off my boots, and he goes, keep them off from now on. After our match, he goes, holy shit, because it's just totally different from working with boots and no boots, Did you ever break any toes or anything? Oh, yeah, all the time. It was like, when they punch me, they stamp their feet.
Yeah, right.
And the guys that usually I work with had 14 and 15 inch, shoe size.
Right. Yeah, 14. That's my question, though, bro. I cannot tell you, I can't imagine working barefooted. Why did you want to do that?
Because, it's how I felt, balanced.
Really?
Yeah, throwing kicks, whatever, I could grab the mat with my toes,
I just couldn't. I couldn't.
But the worst thing about it was when a guy would slide over my feet with his boots and tear off all my nails. That's painful.
I guess.
Or they punch me in the face and stomp at the same time, and my toes, and they break my toes, and they're so big.
What's the worst injury you've had in the ring?
Oh God, man. Ton of them, man.
Have you been knocked out before?
I had 60 concussions within a year. Yeah, really? WWF told me. They said you've been knocked out this many times. Well, when you get hit in the face with a shoulder from one of those guys, man, they're 500 pounds.
Yeah. And
it's hard not to get knocked out.
Who is the stiffest person you ever worked?
Hercules.
Really? We love Hercules on this show.
I love Hercules. Me and Herc go back to high school.
Oh, really? Okay. That's awesome.
Herc was one of my best friends, and I didn't know him when I got in the business because he went to Robinson High School. I went to Tampa Catholic, and he was the bouncer at one of the big bars there. He's the one that knocked out John Matusak, knocked him through a plate glass window.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He he hit him so hard, the guy flew in the air, went through a glass window.
And Matusek ain't been right since, man. That dude's off.
Matusek was what, 6'8", weighed about 500 pounds when he was the football player, you know?
Yeah.
And I tell you what, first time I ever drank was Herc, right? It was like the scariest, craziest thing I've ever done in my life. You know, we're drinking, we're having a great time, we're driving back, I'm driving, he's drinking, I'm pounding beers, he's pounding beers, and all of a sudden he looks at me and he goes, Tanaka. And I said, yeah. He goes, I hate fucking Jap motherfuckers. I'm going, thank God I'm Hawaiian.
That's hilarious.
Because when he gets drunk.
By the way, let me say this: Matusek played Sloth in Goonies. By the way, he was the one. Ruth. Yeah. Anyway,
man.
But seriously, man, he was the scariest motherfucker. I mean, I remember he hit who was his Warrior and Sting.
Yeah.
And knocked him through a door.
Oh my God!
Holy shit!
Yeah, I mean, he knocked out both of those guys, but they were Sting and Ultimate Warrior at the time.
As a kid, and I've said this 1,000 times on my show, one of my favorite matches was Hercules versus Billy Jack. What a great match, WrestleMania 3. Do you got any Billy Jack stories? You know him?
Oh, Billy, yeah.
What a fucking psycho!
You remember
right?
he was in Tennessee for a while.
Yeah. Oh, I think that you were there then.
Yes, I was.
Yes, we were there together. And I'm gonna tell you this, Pat, man, and I keep saying this on this show because we've had some people that were in the Portland area on here quite a bit. But man, just looking at him and when he did that laugh, I'm like, this dude's crazy. This dude's fucking crazy.
But I mean, you're talking about Billy Jack, right?
Yes.
Yeah. He was gone, bro.
Yes, he was.
Oh my God.
And then the deal where I guess he shot his wife or whatever recently, and he's in prison.
Yeah. I thought he died or something. But
he did. I don't think.
He's mentally gone, probably, but
he is in prison, though, right?
Yeah, or somewhere.
That's unreal, man.
Ain't
That's
it
just
though?
Crazy.
He was a tough guy, though, man. He was a tough guy, man. He was like one of those guys in the business where you're like, you don't want to fuck with this dude.
Yeah. But
who's the, like, on that note, who's the worst one in your mind that you're like, you don't want to fuck with this guy? Who's the baddest dude in wrestling, you think?
Haku.
Yeah,
what do you
everybody
think?
says that. Yeah.
There's no fucking ifs, ands, or buts, man.
I've also heard he's the nicest, though, too.
And
like
he
he's
is.
so
He
nice.
is.
Yeah.
Do you know that he used to live with me and my family when I was growing up?
Really? Yeah, because he was
he was in New Japan,
right?
And anybody from there, my dad worked for them for a long time and was friends with Inoki and all of them.
Yeah.
So all the Japanese that wrestled in Florida or anywhere in the States, they stayed with us for a year. And so pretty much every wrestler that you've seen come down from Japan lived with us.
Mm-hmm.
Sakaguchi, all of them, Fujinami, everybody lived with us, when we were kids, and it was crazy because, what's his name? Kabuki. Great Kabuki, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God. He came to work with us in Tennessee. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And he had lived with us for so long, and me and him were such good friends, And
he was good,
I got
man.
to work with him. Can you imagine? I mean, I was just fucking 5 or 6 years old when I met him.
Really?
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then I get to work with him.
Yeah.
Unreal, man. It was so God, I was so lucky to work with him, and we did have good matches in Tennessee too.
Did you know Gary Hart?
Yeah, he came down to Florida, worked our territory for a long time.
Yeah. I managed a little time.
Jimmy's favorite person in wrestling.
Yeah, I managed a small amount of time in Nashville. That's how I met Wolfie, and I tried to imitate Gary Hart as much as possible.
Right. Exactly. You know, and that was the thing, you know.
But I learned a lot from the Bad Company stuff too, because I'm 6'2", so a lot of the guys I managed, I was taller than them, especially on the independent scene. You know what I mean? And so Gary and DDP, I learned a lot from how they stood in kind of behind you guys to give the perception that you get. You know what I'm saying? Like it never was good to have the manager taller or the ref taller than you, and you know
exactly. Yeah, and you know, with us, but I mean, you know what? He had such a great rap; it didn't matter.
Oh, dude, seriously, y'all. Like I said from the start, y'all were so cool. The chicks, it just was so believable. I was like, man, these guys are the best. So yeah.
I mean, you know what? When we first started doing that gimmick, I mean, I tell you what, it just was so awesome, man. Fucking to have all the girls, you know, there when we were walking out and stuff like that. You know, the Diamond Dolls and stuff. You know, me and Paul were dating all of them, and you know, so it was like awesome. You know, but that's awesome, you know, it was just like the greatest times of our lives, man. But Tennessee, definitely, more than WWE, more than any other territory I've ever been to. That was the best.
Dude, I say awesome. The same thing, man. I grew up when I was introduced to wrestling at 8 years old. It was Memphis wrestling, and that's what I watched. And to be on Memphis TV, be interviewed by Lance Russell, and to be in the fucking Mid-South Coliseum and all that kind of stuff.
Monday night was our favorite night.
Yeah, it's way cooler. You know, they're like, oh, you were on WrestleMania, you did this, but Memphis was cool to me, man. Very cool to me.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it, man. I mean, God almighty, man. That was the best times of our lives, man.
Absolutely.
Fuck, it wasn't corporate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We had more say in our matches. We got to do what we wanted to do, you know, and WWE kind of capped us, you know?
Oh, yeah.
You know, I hated that.
Yeah.
I get
it, man.
You know,
I get it, man.
I wanted to let loose every fucking night, you know?
Right.
You know, but they couldn't, you know, said no, you know. But
Patrick, you were one of the best, man, and
amen.
I'm glad that you've come on here and talked with us and everything, and I'm glad to have met you and be your friend, man. And honestly, I mean that.
I love you guys, man.
Thank you,
and Wolfie, I'm gonna kick your ass, motherfucker. You'll be bumping just like I did.
I mean, that's cool. Whatever.
Yeah, I love you, man. Guys, man, it's been a pleasure, man. Thank you for having me.
Before
and
you
just
leave,
remember,
brother.
Live and in color, Pat Tanaka was here, right?
That's right. That's right. Hey, before you go, we have a great listener and supporter. His name's Brad Freeland. He has wanted you on our podcast from the start of our podcast. Can you just say, Brad, say hi, Brad, to Brad real quick?
Brad, what's going on, brother, man? Thank you for asking for me to be on this show because I love it. Love Wolfie. And I tell you what, now that his sidekick here is Chris, just like a Chris to Tim. You know, you guys kick ass, man. Thank you,
man.
Thank you much, man.
Thank you
for having me. You guys rock, man.
I love you. I miss you, man. I miss you. Like
guys. I can't wait. And you know what? Well, as soon as we hang up, I gotta talk to you too. You know,
okay.
There was something I had to ask you.
Yeah.
So,
well, we'll let you get off here, but before you
I'll
go,
get arrested if I ask you, you know, on this. So
yeah,
okay.
Can we get you and Paul on in the future sometime together as a Bad Company episode? Would that be possible?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Whenever you guys like, man.
Thanks, buddy. That's all that matters.
You know, anytime, bro. For real, anytime, man.
Thank you. That's awesome.
Hey, call me up.
I love you guys.
Thank
you.
You
got it, babe. Guys, take care, man.
See you, brother.
Love you.
Well, that was rad.
All right. I told you that was going to be magnificent. What an interview, man. What an interview. Pat Tanaka. God bless him.
So worth the wait, y'all. You know, that seriously, thank you, Pat. You know, that means a lot. Thank you, Wolfie, for making that happen. I know that one wasn't easy. You know, so thank you. But that was awesome, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Next week's going to be big, y'all. Tune in. Like I said, we're going to have a good run of interviews the next few weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. And don't forget, y'all, if you're in the Portland area, go to the Holiday Inn Portland Airport. It's this Saturday. It's the Portland Wrestling Expo. Go in there, see Nord, go see Lynn Denton, go see everybody. Especially if you're the Portland, Oregon area, go see it. You know, we've been talking about it for the last 800 episodes now. Right. So y'all go enjoy that. Time. Yeah. That's all I got.
We were there, but we're not.
I know, man. I know.
But again, thanks, Pat Tanaka. And like I said, tune in next week, y'all.
Still live and in color on the Wolfie D. You got a cap for your dome.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling, the podcast that's based on the old school but can still help you find the good stuff from today. Jimmy Street and the Plastic Chic, Jared, are the undisputed tag team champions of the wrestling podcast world. From thought-provoking topics to superstar interviews to action figure expertise. This team does it all, and all they ask is, give me back my pro wrestling! Every other Thursday, wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hi, this is Mike Needham, host of the Reckless Abandon podcast with Mike Needham. We invite you to jump on your favorite podcast platform and search for the Reckless Abandon podcast and give us a listen. I'm sometimes joined by a part-time podcaster, part-time co-host, and full-time wife, Tiffany Nicole. We talk wrestling, we talk pop culture, we talk local events, local happenings in West Tennessee, and a ton of other stuff. But be sure to check out the Reckless Abandon podcast. Find us on Facebook. Also, look up the Microgroup Podcasting family on Facebook and see some of our other podcasts we have out there. Until next time, make good choices and always remember, no dollar, no dice.
So that was another great episode. Hey, Wolfie, tell them where they can find you on social media.
Jimmy, they can find me in the club, bottle full of bub. I'm just kidding. They can find me on Facebook. My personal page is Warren Wolf, WOLFE. I'm on Instagram at WarrenWolf13.
You can always find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Live Wolfie D. Here's the thing. Wolfie always has offers for his autographed photos. He has a selection of some awesome photos from throughout his career that he will autograph and personalize any way that you want him to. Just contact him either directly at his personal Facebook page or through any one of our other pages, and we'll make sure you get in contact directly with Wolfie. Get those photos, right, Wolfie?
Yeah, I've got some good stuff on there, to help with the podcast.
Folks, if you can't get out to a show to meet Wolfie D, there's nothing like that, especially for the fans of PG-13 and Wolfie D. And before we go, you can always find me, your host, Jimmy Street, at James Rock Street on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.
And hey, Jimmy, before we go real quick, I just want to add in there, from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate, first of all, the work you've done for this podcast. You have worked your butt off. Secondly, the people that are liking the page. Beyond that, even more, is the people that are listening, and we really appreciate that.
Yeah, and remember, guys, the podcast drops a new episode every Monday at noon, and our past episodes are streaming now on demand on all major podcast formats. Thanks again.
Yeah. PG-13 Memphis Wrestling Hall of Fame class of 2024. Give it up. Spaceman Jones with the beat. Here we go. The 90s was ours, and we did it with pride. 15-time tag champs, what a hell of a ride. Rock and roll couldn't beat us. So Tommy and Doug, Knox Mother's dirty white boy who called themselves thugs. T is for terrible, H is for hell. Ha! PG both been locked up in county jail. The kid was real, and we were immature punks. Buddy Wayne couldn't stand us because we didn't wear trunks. We did it our way, in and out of the ring. Bought a real rap swagger to the Memphis thing. You can hate it, you can love it, we just did our thing. Still true to the game, now we Hall of Fame. PG-13, put respect on our name. Yeah.
This has been a James Rock Street production.